best not miss. Shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones. It was tough today. I'm not gonna lie. It was tough today. Sometimes when we do these shows, they take a pivot, right? They take a pivot. And you get caught up like, yeah, you guys see me, I'm doing my copying off of one of my sometimes these shows take a pivot, right? And what I mean when I say sometimes the shows take a pivot, I'm talking about when you say, this would be amazing if I added this. This would be amazing, right? But nonetheless, we have a scorcher today. I promise. We have a scorcher today. Let me see who's all rocking with their brother. Shout out to Antonio down there rocking out with us. Yusef in the building. All right, we got 35 people. That's just the beginning. Listen, I need you guys to tap that thumbs up button because we are doing exceedingly poor in the thumbs up department, right? We are doing exceedingly poor in the thumbs up department. We have a hot show. I'm just not gonna lie. I always dig, because to be honest, a lot of people may not know. Well, most people do. I'm a man's advocate. But in order to be a man's advocate, I have to want women to do well too. I have to want women to correct some of the things about themselves that turn men off of women, right? I have to correct some of the things about men that turn women off of men because we got to do this. We got to do that, right? If we're not going to do this, then it's crazy. And it's crazy because that just led into what we're going to be talking about today. It just led into what we're going to be talking about today. I need you guys to hit that thumbs up button, people. You already know what it is.
What we've got here is
Come on now.
failure to communicate.
You already know what it is. If they're not within the context of understanding, there's definitely a failure to communicate taking place. Yeah, let's go. Let's hit that thumbs up button, people. We're about to get YouTube in here. And first and foremost, I apologize for being late, but the show, it got too good. It got too good. The best shows that we have are the ones where I myself say, damn, right? When I'm looking at bullet points and things, I'm like, damn. Because see, we do research to make this show pop. We do research to make this show pop. Because honestly, this is not me being arrogant. But I could just get up here, and sometimes I have. I could just get up here and do shows based on my experience, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and things like that. Sometimes I incorporate that. But what we also want, more than anything, we really, really want to be able to lead people down to a path. Give me a second. Lead people down to a path that has a proven track record of success. Because this thing that's going on, this thing with dating that's going on, it's not cool. Because there's some cool men out there who desire relationships, who would use their relationships to build better communities, right? There's some women out there who desire better relationships, right? So we can't keep doing this nonsense that we're doing. There we go. Can't do that. Yeah, so that's what we talk about over here, people. I don't want I want you guys to know this. You know what would be an offense to me? If you guys associated this show with Red Pill. This is not Red Pill. This is not Red Pill. This is relationship, lifestyle, success, and motivation channel. We do not sit around and hate women because we haven't done well with women. We do not sit around. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. A lot of our content does discuss the fall of the woman because women have fallen. And I'm going to be honest with you. Men haven't fallen to the degree that women have. The way that you could associate the fall of men, there are a significant portion of men who are inadequate. But it's because of the fall of women. The women who have fallen from grace, they birthed these broken human beings of men, right? They birthed these broken human beings of men. We might as well get our TikTok, Instagram family on in here. Instagram, shout out to Instagram. Instagram's been rocking with us. Instagram's been rocking with us. When we first started incorporating Instagram into the show, I didn't think, you know what I mean? Like, right? Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, today's show is going to be Gunsmoke. I encourage all of you men, don't ever develop a hatred for women. Now, we can dislike them because what we're seeing, they have relinquished their souls. They have relinquished their souls to the point to where they have succumbed to all of the lifestyle habits that not only men, but life itself finds attractive. The twerking, the hypersexualizing yourself and things of that nature, right? You can, I don't mind men developing a dislike for women. I don't like women today. I don't like women today. The women I date are immaculate, right? Because the significant portion of women that I've bumped into that I know meet the criteria of, I don't deal with them. I don't deal with them, right? I'll say this, even as it pertains to you guys, because men need sex. That's just what it is. You can like that, you can hate that, it doesn't matter. Men need sex, right? And there will occasionally have sex with a woman who's not their woman, a woman who... Turbulence, people. Might even buy it. That is men's need. But now, when it comes to men's desires, we prefer a top tier woman. And what I mean when I say top tier, I don't mean a perfect woman like women do. Men are more humble than women are. We'll take an average looking woman if she's nice, she's kind, cooperative. Women have to have a man. He makes this much a year. He's 6 foot. All what women desire in men are all of the things that defy odds. Do you know the percentage of men who are 6 foot? Do you know the percentage of men who are 6'4"? It's less than 3%. Do you know the percentage of men, depending on what race of man you are? Do you know the percentage of men who make $100,000? Do you know the percentage of men who won't cheat? All of these things that you ask for, right? Do you know the percentage of men who are masculine, swagged out, desired by other women? Do you know the percentage of them? You guys, and I'm speaking of women, you guys make this thing excruciatingly painful for you. Listen, there are so many odds. We're going to go ahead and talk about a little bit of this. There are so many odds stacked against women. This wasn't even part of the show, but we're going to dive into this thing. I have to, people. Hottest show online, people. And when I say that, I mean it. Women have so many odds stacked against them, right? You got to think about it. Look at all of the prerequisites that they put on men that continue to make their options of men smaller. Check this out. Actually, give me a second. We're about to do something. No one go anywhere. I want to show you something. This is definitely the hottest show online. go, let's go. We got Instagram rocking with us. We got TikTok rocking with us. Let's get to it, people. Hit that like button. That's what I'm talking about. Hit that like button. Let's get this thing going. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones, definitely in this situation. Oh, that's me. Got it. All right, let's get to it, people. I want you guys to look at it like this. Ladies, here's what you do. Ladies. I got one more thing to do. Damn it, people. Damn it. Listen, people, to have the hottest show online, you're going to occasionally have to have some quirks and things like that. Now, just rock with me like I rock with you. You're going to occasionally have some quirks. I mean, you can't go out and get a Bentley and the tire will never go flat, right? But listen, here's what I want to show women. The odds are exceedingly stacked up against women, and here's why. Check this out. I want to show you guys this example. I want him to be, here's your dating pool. I want him to be 6 foot. I want him to be handsome. I want him to be faithful. Right? Let's do this again. I want him to be 6 foot. I want him to be handsome. I want him to be faithful. I want him to make $100,000 a year. This is what women do. It's almost like we needed to make this presentation for them to get it. But hold on, check it out. I want him to be 6 foot. I want him to be handsome. I want him to be faithful. I want him to make $100,000 a year. And check out the crazy part about it. When you guys get to that point where you want all of that, you never remembered this part. There's already 3 million more women in America than there are men. That does your dating pool like this. Because a lot of the men that you guys are attracted to, there are women who exceed you in value, who are more beautiful than you, who are more fit than you, who don't have children, who are feminine, who want that same man. And this is where women pin themselves up against the wall. And everybody's running around talking about where are the good men out. You missed out on him. You broke up with him 8 years ago. You broke up with him 8 years ago. And now that you have those children, right? Now that you have those children and you are more apt about getting serious, where are the good men? There was a time where you had access to them. And now that time is gone. Now you are out here competing with everyone else. See, you had an advantage. You were young. You didn't have any kids. You were around 21. You hadn't been through as many relationships and things like that, so you hadn't developed a temper. You hadn't become bitter. All of the things. I tell people this. We are like people who dove in a pool of honey and took off walking on a long journey. Do you know how many things will be stuck on you by the time you reach your destination? Imagine having nothing but honey on you and you mess with this guy, right? He has bad attitude. You pick up on that. You mess around with 7 guys. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now you're turning into a little bitter of a woman. You mess with 20 guys now. Body count, body count, body count. By the time you make it to a man who you would have loved to have access to, you don't qualify for him. This is why we teach women the absolute best thing that you can do. I know I've said it, people. I know I've said it. Hottest show online, people. I learn from this show daily. Ladies, let me say this to you again. There is a store that husbands are purchased from. We're going to get to the topic of the show, the fall of the Red Pill Kings. There is a store that you purchase husbands from. But when you go in there, it's the same as Gucci. If you work at In-N-Out Burger, there's probably no need in going in Gucci. Right? If your dating value is low, when you go into the Amazon Amazing Man store to purchase your husband, you'll only be able to purchase what you can afford. Versus if you go in there when your dating money wallet is packed, boobs still perky, stomach still flat, no kids, right? Low body count, right? Feminine, not bitter. Oh shit, you can do this. Lord Jehovah, please forgive me for that. You can do this. Yes, sir. I'd like him up there. But a lot of you, by the time you get to the Amazon Amazing Man store to purchase your husband, you've waited so long and you've partied so long to where when you go to the Amazon Amazing Man store, if you're even permitted in there, once you get the salesman to show you where the amazing men are, here you go. Yes, I'd like him. And the man is like, no, listen, ma'am, you need to be down here. You need to be down there. And that's what's throwing a lot of women for a loop. That's what's pissing a lot of women off. What's pissing a lot of women off is that, and see, this is why I feel as though the things that are talked about on this show is really things that parents are supposed to be teaching their daughters, but a lot of the parents didn't. I say 80%, 70% of the parents didn't know this. Or she wouldn't have been a multi-tier baby mama. Right? Listen, what we're talking about today is the fall of the red pill kings. We're going to dig into this thing. I don't want any of you guys falling for the red pill content. Sometimes it can be entertaining. That's why I used to watch Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit used to be cool for, what do I want to say? Kind of letting you know what's going on in modern women's mind, coming fresh from their mouths, but it turned into more than that. It's a it's a woman hating show, right? It's a woman hating. We're going to get into all of that. But ladies, before we get into the show, I want to tell you, it's not up to you. It's not up to you. You can't just snap your finger whenever you want to and say, you know what? I'm ready to get serious about life. You have to have controlled yourself in your prime from 18 to 29. You must have a low body count. Let's go ahead and do this for all of the women saying, nobody know about body count. We do know your body count. It's attached to your behavior. Your body count is attached to your behavior, 100%. Even science will tell you some of the behavioral patterns associated with women who have had high number of SEX. You're more likely to be argumentative, more likely to be the type who has to have the last word, more likely to have some children, right? More likely when a man slides in there, it's almost like taking a broomstick and trying to push it through the hole of a tractor tire, right? There's going to be things like that. And I want you ladies to know something. Men can tell when a woman has had a lot of SEX, even physically. Some of you choose not to believe that, which is why you guys have started doing the queef. What is it? Queefs? What is it? With the legs to get your thing tight again. There's more associated to it than that. Men are monitoring your passion, how emotional you are doing SEX. I know a lot of women say fake and this and this. You can fake to an extent. But certain men who know that out of the 20 women that they've been with, certain men who know that they're really small, and here you go, oh my God, I can't take anymore. It's too long. That man knows you're lying. Turbulence me. This is the hottest show online. That man knows you're lying, right? And you can only put the charade up for so long. You can only do it for so long, right? So what I'm telling you, ladies, is a overwhelming majority of you have done so much damage to yourself to where we're beyond that point, right? Kegels, right. Shout out to Christopher. I want you to imagine this. Imagine a person who is a real soldier and he's always put on the front lines. And we're not talking about pops. This guy is a hand-to-hand combat person. By the time that man goes through so many missions, once it's time for him to retire, you'll see all of the scars on him. You'll see his mentality is going to be different. This man has been involved in high levels of excitement, and not the good excitement. He's not going to be regular. How many of you have dated somebody? What's it called in the Marines? What is the highest form of troop in the Marines? Is it Green Beret? It's not Green Beret, but I'll use Green Beret. Navy SEALs. These people are different. And once they go through so long of operating at that level of intensity, when it's time to settle down, he's going to be different. And you're going to notice it. There's going to be some things about him that I'm not going to say strange, but you're going to notice them. He might not be a very humorous person. He might have a low tolerance for things, right? I'd like to interview some Navy SEALs and Green Berets who have actually really seen. Because I'm going to say this. I don't respect most police officers, but I'm going to say this. Salute to the Green Berets and the Navy SEALs who really see, because God created, I'm not getting off the point of the show, but I am. God created us all a certain way, and I have such a high level of honor for people who really will get in that boxing ring, people who really will put themselves in harm's way. I just have a tremendous, those are modern day superheroes to me. I have a tremendous amount of respect for people who are above average people, even in the business sector. He's a racist, but I have what do I want to say about Elon Musk? There's some admiration there, right? I'm intrigued with above average entities, right? But ladies, before we get to the show, this is what I want to tell you, ladies. You guys waited too long. You stacked up so many odds against you. The high body counts, the getting overweight, the having the children. Some of you were born below average looking, which that's cool, right? But when you combine a multitude of these things, it doesn't work in your favor. It doesn't work in your favor. So, ladies, what I'm telling you guys is this. Before we get to the show, let's get to it. Turbulence, people. For those of you who are not familiar with the show, when you hear that, I'm probably about to ruffle some feathers. Some of you have done so much dating damage to yourself, to where, now, all women should do this, but some of you have done so much dating damage to yourself to where you have no choice but to master the art of kissing a man's ass. Now, I want to say that to where you understand it. My definition of femininity is a woman who's not afraid to kiss her man's ass. If you really want to know how you can be more feminine, master the art of kissing a man's ass. And what I mean when I say kiss a man's ass, being okay doing the things that usually cause your girlfriends to say, girl, you be kissing his ass. When you usually hear women say that, what a lot of women today consider kissing a man's ass, real traditional women who know how to keep a man, they consider it just being a good woman to my man. Who would have known we would have come to a place where women's egos and pride were just as big and ferocious as men's? You're withholding being good from a man because you don't want to make it seem like you are kissing his ass? We never stopped kissing your asses. How about that? Men never stopped kissing women's ass, and we do it proudly today. I can't look it up. I've looked up the dictionary definition of kissing ass. Do you know what kissing ass is? It's doing things to gain favor with one. That's what kissing someone's ass is. And don't men do that? We start investing money in you on the very first day of meeting you, stranger. So ladies, I want to say this to you. Those of you who, I don't know, maybe were raised in urban environments and things of that nature, right? Give me a second. Those of you who may have been raised in urban environments, and I do understand that, because when you were raised, especially African-American women, when you are raised in the confines of how most African-American, well, I'm not going to say most, but a significant number of African-Americans were raised, you're going to have some rough edges around you. Your temper is going to be a little bit short. I've noticed that about black people versus white people, Asian people. Black people, their patience level is shorter. And I'm not making any excuses, but black people have been called upon to be overly patient about everything, being called niggers and just, you know, and I think the overwhelming majority of African-American people's patience have run thin. So what I'm saying is, ladies, some of you have been operating like this for so long to where you don't know that you're behaving inappropriately. You don't know that your patience aren't supposed to be that short. You don't know you're not supposed to resemble a person who has a temper, not a lady, right? So some of you would have to take courses in order to learn how to be more feminine, but I'm going to help you out right here. And listen, we don't even have a super chat yet. Whoa. We don't have a super chat yet. We have not had a Cash App yet, but the information that I'm about to give you, ladies, is well worth its weight in gold, right? If you want to learn how to be more feminine in a short amount of time, instead of taking courses, instead of taking classes, I can give it to you right now. I can help you become more feminine in 2 minutes versus having to take a course to learn how. If you want to become more feminine so you can attract higher quality men, master the art of kissing a man's ass. Learn how to become more okay with more yes babies than, and all of that, all of the eye rolling and all of that. You turn us off when you do that. Let's be honest, you disgust us when you do that. When you have to push back on everything, when you don't mind arguing, a woman is not supposed to be argumentative. Of course, defend yourself and establish your point, but there should be a point in time. A woman is not designed biologically and psychologically to be okay with conflict. But some of you will dish just as good as you get. The women who get the men are the ones who are exactly opposite of that, right? But listen, let's get on to the show. Hottest show online, people. And I mean it. Listen, my issue with Red Pill and the original concept of Red Pill isn't a bad thing. The original concept of Red Pill, you know, people started speaking about it when the movie The Matrix came out. The original concept of Red Pill is like Adam and Eve, the ability to know reality from make-believe, right? The ability to see the truth versus stay blinded because you're scared to encounter unpleasant things outside of your comfort zone. That's what Red Pill really is. Red Pill, when people accept the Red Pill, they basically accept the truth. They're agreeing to accept reality. But what Red Pill has turned into is men who hate women. It's men who hate women. Let's go. Turbulence, people. Men who hate women because they don't do well with women. Right? Listen, let me ask you guys something. Do you think it's feasible for men to develop a hatred for women because they do well with women? Because their swag is on point? Because they are 6 foot? Because their money is right? People like that aren't typically running around behaving like Myron Gaines. This is how you know who the men are who don't do well with women. Because men who do well with women don't even have any incentive to be running around here preaching woman hate. Listen, women are effing amazing. They can take a loser and assist him in finding something about himself that he didn't even know was there. A woman, the right woman, can come into your life and be so valuable to you that you're willing to do and become anything necessary to keep her ever from seeing the same value she sees in you in other men. So you've dug deep down inside of yourself and you remember now, I do have a talent in blah, 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 blah. This is not a woman-hating channel. Women are amazing. The value that you put on a woman, man, nobody has been able to measure the value on her, right? So I desire that you guys get into fruitful, wholesome relationships. What the fuck? I can't believe I did this. Can't believe I did that. I guess it's cool. I would have loved to have shown you guys something. I'm going to do it. Hell, I'm going to do it. Don't go anywhere, TikTok. I want to show you what I desire for you. Oh, no. No, I do this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, where you at? Where you at? Okay, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There we go. Okay. Download. I am so crazy about this young lady. I am so crazy about this young lady. This man has truly found a woman who is all about him. I desire this for you. But I also desire that you be good to her when you get her. This is going to get me a copyright strike, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because my goal is to make sure that you guys are equipped with everything you need to be equipped with. I am so crazy about this young lady. I come across this and I saw the degree of support that she had for this dude. And I was like, wow. I couldn't believe it. She has morphed herself into this man's soul, right? I want to show you guys this. We're almost done. Yeah, it's going to hit me with a copyright strike, but I'll do it just for my people. This is what I desire for you guys. This is the value of a woman, right? A woman can make you stop being lazy and stop playing the video game all of the time. I'm sorry, not make you. A woman can take you to a place where the inadequacies that you were living in, where the comfort that was keeping you from starting the things that were in your heart, the businesses or whatever, the right woman can inspire you to be everything that most men desire to be. Listen, let's get this right. All of us aren't born 100% driven and ambitious. Okay, now listen, one more time, TikTok. I need to upload this one more time. It is my pleasure to show you guys this because this is what we're supposed to have. This is what we're supposed to have in our lives. And you can achieve it as long as you guys don't fall for the bull crap with the fresh and fit, right? With all of the stuff that Andrew Tate and them, all of that stuff. That's not even how we were designed. We're not even supposed to be like that, right? We're not even supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to desire that, you know what? Let me see something. We're not supposed to desire to be at odds with women. Unfortunately, today, men and women are at odds with each other, but I'll give you this. I'm just going to say it. Most of it is women's fault. I'm not saying men don't have any faults, but if women hadn't taken the falls that they had took, then the young men that they birthed wouldn't be as messed up, because those are the men that you guys are complaining about. Those are the men that you guys are complaining about. These young men who were raised by single-parent mothers who shouldn't have been raised by single-parent mothers, and therefore they are inadequate in a plethora of ways. Listen, I want to show you guys this. Let's go. Listen, we're going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead because Instagram's actually been vibing out with us here lately. So I'm going to go ahead and let Instagram keep rocking out with us. I want to show you guys. I'm going to go ahead and actually this one time I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see. I don't like doing that. I would prefer that you guys came over here and rocked out with us on YouTube at The Real Stacey Prince so you can get the full impact of the show. But when there's things that I believe are really important to you guys' life, you know, I'll bend over back. ZF, don't say it. No Diddy, okay? Jeez. I will accommodate. I'll go out of my way to accommodate. I want you guys to see. Look how special this young lady is. Okay, let me get this camera ready. I like this. I have grown. I have an amount of love for this young lady. Not her specifically, but what she embodies. Okay, let's turn this around. All right, YouTube and TikTok. We don't have one show supporter yet, people. I'm going above and beyond the Call of Duty over here to make sure that you guys get the nutrients that you're supposed to get. Rock out with us like we rock out with you. Okay, let's go.
I get touched one time.
I say that. I'm not feeling very aggressive today, so.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't promote black and white relationships because of the history of it and things of that. Blah, blah, blah. It's not hate. This young woman has captured my attention. She's amazing to me. She's amazing. I want you guys to see how this young lady moves. Let me see if I can. Let me see something.
Okay. So once again, once you start catching them.
What the fuck type of shit is that? No.
I want to point something out to you guys. You can tell she has followed his guidance. She would not know how to throw a jab like that. Now, I want you guys to pay attention right now to something that cannot be an accident. Look at her right foot. Somebody tell me what you notice about her right foot. That is professional boxing. She did not just know how to do that. They instruct you to hold your foot back like that, so in case when you get hit. What? How did I get a strike? Are they crazy? They instruct you to hold your foot back like that so that if you take a punch, instead of falling backwards on your butt, it wobbles. You go back just a little bit, right? You won't fall, right? I want you guys to see this young lady. I am overly impressed with her.
One time.
I say that. I'm not feeling very aggressive today, so. Okay. So once again, once you start catching them.
Oh, by the way, the music you hear, that's that brother's music. That's his music. Exotic, IG. His Instagram is IGZOTICC. Go check them out. I'm about to start overly promoting their page. It's loaded with real, true life love.
What the fuck type of shit is that? No. Mama taught me young, don't trust a soul, they'll stab you in your back. I got this shit out the muscle, my pocket's been in the gym, I don't even
She is amazing to me.
Niggas be full of cap. Like it hard, sometimes you lose a scrap, but you gotta run it back. Come on! Trust none of these niggas, they don't wanna teach you that. Soon as a nigga win, they paint a target on your baby fuck. I done lost so many fallen soldiers, wish that I could hug. I'm a hustler, I'm gonna make some shake by any means. I'm gonna make it happen. Nigga, I make some shake, a nigga sneeze around me, I sell them that.
She is adorable to me. She's adorable to me because you can tell she follows that man. She would not know how to box like that. You can look at him and tell he's into fitness, and he translated it down to her. Let's go. We're going to go. Let's go. I want to show you how amazing this young lady is.
Baby, let me guide you. Put you in the gym, girl, I could take you down the size of 2. I'm your foundation, you don't need no eyeliner, boo. I'm standing right on side of you, and I'm trying not to lie to you, but I can't change the way that I was made. When I bought this chain, I was suppressing all my pain. When I wrote this blunt, I gave my all to Mary Jane. What you know about that? I need something to lean on where your shoulder at. Your heart inside my hands, so I can't let you go.
Let you go.
I can't let you go. So I can't let you go, let you go.
She is all about him. She's all about him. But I want to say this to you, brothers. You need to be the caliber of man who can lead a woman. In order to lead a woman, you have to be able to teach. And you have to be able to listen.
Cause putting my heart in your hands might have been the hardest thing I ever did.
Might have been the hardest.
Might just be the thing I wish I never did.
I wish I never did it.
Look how they're dressed. She doesn't require a man to have all of the bling bling. She doesn't require a man to have on the $200 jeans.
But now to never go through this again.
I ain't never going.
You gotta let me go, let me go.
I ain't never letting you go. No.
You gotta let me go, let me go.
I still can't let you go.
Do you know what you can do with a woman like that? Do you have any clue? He's a rapper. She's in all of his videos. That woman is a cheerleader unlike anything that I've seen in quite some time. So this is what I desire for you, brothers. That red pill content is not it. We don't hate women. Suckers hate women. We can dislike what women have become today. I do. I don't like them. I don't like today's women. That's that. But I also have the ability to know when I'm in the presence of a lady who's worth my time, who's worth my investment, right? My issue with red pill is probably 100% of the biggest red pill channels are men who don't do well with women. They've been busted. They've been busted. They've been busted. They tell men that women who have children are for recreational use only. Yet some of the ones with the biggest podcasts have been busted. Andrew Wilson, he teaches this. You know what? We might as well go on and get into the show, people. We might as well go on and get into the show.
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe. And I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator or I don't make good points or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're a
mean?
fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking...
This man is a professed Christian. Goes to Christian organization meetings and everything. He smokes cigarettes. Just called this woman a fucking effing bitch. This is what lets you know you can't really listen to these people. Everything that they push out into the world, they don't stand on. Why are you listening to it if they can't pull it off? What we're supposed to listen to is things that someone's proving they have the recipe to pull off. Right? I want to play this over in its entirety. He didn't see that coming.
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
Listen, ZF, I'm going to have to go ahead and drop the live, man. Whoever's in control of TikTok now, this app should just collapse. Bring it back up, man. Jeez. These people do this for no reason. Jeez.
What does that
You're a
mean?
fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
I do not desire any of you move like that. I have never in my life spoken to a woman like that. I've never had to. You get under my skin, you know what your punishment and penalty is? I will remove access to me from you. That's what happens. And just like some of the women who, well, 1 or 2 of the women who I've bumped heads with have done, hey, big head, after a year. There is something about this type of behavior that when real men see it, we're like, oh, it's a little weird. You went like, oh, that was emotional.
You lick sniz.
Under your religion.
He said she licks sniz. In other words, she likes women. You lick sniz. He couldn't even keep his composure.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're a
mean?
fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
You know what? I'm going to have to drop this because he's going to get me dropped. He's going to get me dropped. I already know he is. I shouldn't have let that play across the thing.
Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say, dyke?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try
show
to?
your hatred against...
Do the women
they,
that you try
convince
to?
them
Listen, red pill mentality is not what I desire for you guys. Most of these major red pill channels are men who don't do well with women. This is why I always tell you guys to be careful about the information that you take on. Because I truly believe in my heart, and most men know exactly what I'm talking about, that there are men out there who are genuinely good guys, men who would treat a woman amazing, that eventually get pissed off because they can't get women. Then they start woman blaming. They start saying things to themselves like, I would never cheat. I'm a good guy. I'm nice. I would never abuse a woman. But here's the big but. Although all of these things may be true, the obstacle that he's never gotten over, the thing that's keeping him from really being able to get the attention of the type of woman he would like to be with is still there. He's socially awkward. He's not confident. He doesn't have a lot of the masculine traits about himself that women are attracted to. And women find those traits attractive because they solidify for those women that that man has the potential to be a protector. Now, I know some of you don't want to hear that, but a man who cannot get a woman. This is about to get ugly up in here. A man who cannot get a woman in America today, he is the problem. I promise you are. There's 3 million more women in America than there are men. I promise if you can't get a decent woman, it's you. And I'm not blaming you for that. I'm not even saying that there's something exponentially bad about you for that. It could be that you were raised by your mom. It could be that you have inadequacies that you don't know about. But listen, do you know who you never hear complaining about the women? Men who do well with women. Think about that. I know that stings a little bit, brothers, but you need to know the truth. You have no business blaming women for finding you unattractive. Because if you were attractive, she wouldn't find you unattractive. Even an unattractive man, if he has other attributes, can bag the baddest woman. Fellas, I've been shy before. I understand everything that you've dealt with. I've been shy before. The streets groomed me. The streets gave me rougher exterior to where I was not allowed to perpetuate that shy, non-masculine behavior, right? But whereas some of you say, well, Stacy, what you want me to do? Get out there and start gang banging and slanging? No. If you had your dad in your life, for real, you should have a lot of what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you should have friends who had their dad in their life and he was a more hands-on dad, and your associates should be able to rub off on you. And if you don't have that, go to the boxing gym. I'm not going to go through the whole spew of what I teach people about how important the boxing gym is to men. But, right, listen, how dare you blame women because women don't find you attractive? That's crazy. Are you crazy? Listen to me. Do you really believe that a woman would do this? He is so amazing. Fine. His stuff is together. I think I'm not interested. You think that's how that typically goes? If you're, you're a little bit frail and you sit like this often, brother, get it together. Taking on the red pill mindset is not going to help you. They will be turned off about you. I know some of you want the conversation to be about women, but before we talk about women, we have to talk about ourselves. Because the same accountability that we demand from women is the accountability that we should demand for ourselves. And that's where I think red pill content gets a lot of men in trouble. Some men are copying women's worst dating habits. A lot of men are mimicking some of women's bad psychological dating behavior. Women think men should get over the fact that she has multiple children by multiple men. Women think men should just get over the fact that she's overweight. Women think men should overlook the things that have reduced her dating value. Are you crazy, ladies? We're not gonna. And we've proven it to you by your marital rates. Well, now, some men are doing the exact same thing. Men who do bad with women think women should get over him lacking the very things that women find attractive in men. Masculinity, confidence, swag, presence, social ability opposed to social awkwardness. Fellas, you can't be thinking like that. Some of you know that you're shy. Some of you know that you're timid. We know our inadequacies, people. Some of you know that your palms start sweating when an attractive woman is in proximity of you. Women are here to be dominated and conquered. So do you think a woman who knows her biology screams out loud and tells her, I'm attracted to a man who will subdue me? Do you think that woman can be attracted to a man whose palms start sweating when he gets in proximity of her? We're talking about it tonight, people. Just like women can't demand that men ignore everything that lowers their dating value, men can't demand women ignore everything that lowers theirs. That's not how attraction works. That's not how human beings work. That's not how dating works. But now here's the cool thing. Just like women can compensate in other areas for their flaws, men can too. Men can even more than women. We can compensate later in life. Women can't. Most of the time they can't. Men have the ultimate advantage as it pertains to compensating for our shortcomings. A woman with children, men typically don't prefer. She can still dramatically improve her dating value. If she's super nice, she's feminine, she's pleasant to be around. And the nail in the coffin, if she inspires peace. A lot of men will overlook the 1 or 2 children that she has if she's bringing enough value in other areas to persuade him to overlook it. Men know that I'm not lying. Men know that I'm not lying. It's awful quiet down here over here on the hottest channel online. I might actually end this show early. This is atrocious engagement. But I will say, shout out to all my people on YouTube. Got those likes up there. Toronto is definitely in the building rocking with us. Frankie Mack said, Mr. Prince, are you capping? Every woman you dealt with is magnificent? No effing way you could be that lucky. Brother, I've been saying it on this show for 4 years. I didn't say every woman I've touched. Every woman that I've been willing to kiss and be out in public with, which there's only been about 4, brother. I haven't thrown myself around like that. Like, I take very serious relationships. I take those very serious. That's like the biggest investment a man is going to make in his life. I don't just get in relationships with people because her poontang was good. Do you know what it takes to lock me down? Every woman. Let's see, Lori, Nikki. It's been 5, actually. Immaculate. Wife material. They would never pass their bodies. Okay, one of them. I take that back. One of them, I knew she was dealing with somebody other than me, but we never solidified anything. She would disappear on me for months at a time, a couple of times even a year. She's disappeared on me now, right? So, a little bit different. If I had locked her down, it would have been different, but she meant something to me. I'll put it that way, right? I don't lock just anything down. And it's what I teach you guys. One thing we know about me, I've been consistent in what I've been saying for 4 years. Out of 1,000 shows that we did, you can't go anywhere in my content and see where I've contradicted what I'm saying to you guys right now. Everybody knows it. The women I have selected, the women who I will be out in public with, immaculate. And I blew it. I don't mind saying that. It was a situation to where something, maybe I'm too busy. I'm working on this project at the time. I'm building the podcast when it comes to this woman right here. I don't have much time. The other one, I'm building an app right now. The other one, I'm moving like that. Right? I always knew what my value was. So the type of woman who could get me to claim her publicly, she's going to be worthy of walking on the red carpet. You could believe that. So yeah, Frankie Mack, I stand very firm by what I said. Very firm by it. Ismail definitely in the building. My stay one. 8K over here rocking out with us. Raul, I take that. I disagree. Raul said there's levels to this. She can't be a wife. Listen, shout out to Charles over here with the Cash App. Letting it off for the day. My brother. Raul said there's levels to this. She can't be a wife if she wasn't taught by a wife. I agree that that's the better way, but yes, she can. The man can teach her. Yes. A wife is everything that a man is pleased with. And who better to teach a woman? Shout out to my girl Sweets over here on TikToking it with us. Who better to teach a woman what brings men pleasure than a man? Right? So I agree with the premise of what you're saying. Generally, that is the best way if she was raised by a mom who knows how to be a wife. I'm going to touch some of these. And I got to shout my men out today. Let me shout my men out over here today. Shout out to all of my brothers who are down in the comments, absorbing the information, not taking offense to the information, because we've had that before. When it's time to have the shows about men, we've had some men down in the comments, oh, bro, I thought you were da-da-da-da. I don't even want those type of supporters. If you think this is a woman bashing show, you need to unsubscribe now. I don't even want your energy here because you're a broken human being. If you desire a show that attacks women and isn't trying to give them information that can help them to become more of what men want, there's something wrong with you. Now, I'll admit to myself, sometimes some of the engagement that we have up here, it's entertaining, but it's entertaining at the same time that it's educational, right? So I get that you're rocking with that part of it, right? I respect that. But if you are a man who you can't stand to hear another man calling men out when you know what he's saying is legit, you got a problem. You think that there's nothing wrong with men? You think that? You think we have no flaws that we can improve upon? See, I'm here to help you become the best version of yourself. I did it. I was in the streets for like 25 years. I've been to prison twice. Maybe I'm only saying twice just to save face. How about that? And God showed me a blueprint of how to navigate. I have been in the rooms with people you've seen on TV. God showed me a blueprint. Like, we can do better. I'm going to tell you who I think some of the most powerful men in America are, as far as CEOs. Men who have done well in the streets. Men who his reputation is year round. This man maintains a large amount of money because of the experience that they have dealing with high-level stresses and confrontations. Those are the men that if they got, like, look at Master P. Those are the men to where if they got the proper instructions and were exposed to the right corporate levels, they would dominate. Right? So that's why I'm qualified to give you guys this information, because I did it. Tried, tested, and proven. I want to read a couple of more of these. You guys are giving some good comments. Okay. Just separated from somebody I dealt with for 10 years. We weren't official or anything. Okay. Army Rangers too, Frankie Mac. Okay. No doubt. Christopher said Navy SEALs are lethal without a weapon. I agree. And these men are going to come into your life and they're going to be different. The same way that we know women. When you have a high body, hottest show online, people. I believe in this show that much. That's why you hear that. The same way, ladies, you guys think we don't know what your body counts are? It's the same way when a true to life Navy SEAL, Ranger, right? Who has really, really seen battle most of his life. when they come into your life, when they retire and come into your life, there's going to be things about them that are different. Because they've experienced things at high levels. Women who have had high body counts. See, I want you guys to think about this, ladies. I want you ladies to think about this. Imagine the best sex you've ever had in your life. I'm talking about that boy stretched that thing out. Oh God, it's in my stomach. It's in my stomach. Right? It's yours, daddy. I can't take no more. Clawing his back up, gasping for air. I'm talking about this woman has taken pipe like this. You guys know what I'm talking about. This woman has, right? This woman has yelled out for guys that nobody even knows exist. Oh God. I'm talking about when you get piped down to the extent where one single tear just falls down the side of your eye. Now my point is this. When you have experienced a heightened level of excitement and psychological excitement to that degree, you can't experience when a man has made you nut 3 times in 45 minutes. You can't experience that on a large scale level and be okay. The man that you get with is very easily going to be able to tell you are very experienced. There will be behaviors about you, right? Because you've experienced some extremes. Just any old man will not suffice you. You will need a certain caliber of man in bed. You know why? And there's studies behind this. It's called pair bonding. Because all of that amazing pipe that you have had. Bang, 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 daddy, bang, 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 daddy, bang. When you get with Timothy, who's an amazing man, amazing. This man doesn't even know what it is to be late on a bill. This man's credit score has been like, he doesn't remember when his credit score wasn't 700. This man is responsible. He has a nice house, has a nice job. And he's just average in bed, which shouldn't be a big problem. But all that you've experienced was above average. And you're going to catch yourself sometimes thinking about Gloctavius, thinking about Darius, thinking about Jamal. See, Jamal used to like to grab you doggy style, right? Let's talk about it. And take this right here and grab the back of your neck and take this right here and grab the side of your waist or your rib cage and be pulling you all the way into him while he, right? What about your boy who likes to lay? Both of you are on your side on the bed, right? Your back to his stomach. He likes to lift that leg up and I'm talking about he trying to get it all in. And he was biologically born like this. It will be so difficult for you to go back down to normal, to where in most cases, you're not able to go back down to normal. That's why studies show a lot of these women cheat. They've tasted all of the fruits that they were not supposed to taste. You know who can mess with Timothy and be faithful to him? A woman who's a virgin or a woman who's only been with like 7 men. She can keep her mind on Timothy forever. But imagine this. Imagine this. This is why I tell y'all this is the hottest damn show online. Imagine you being a billionaire one time or a multimillionaire and losing it all and having to move to low income areas. That would never be okay with you. You would forever be trying to experience that lifestyle that you once lived. It's the same with women who have been with men who have caused that woman Smoke came out of her mouth when she was laying on her back. Cross-eyed. Yes, Daddy. It's in my stomach. It will be so easy to get a woman like that to calm down and just only be thinking about one man. The things that have been done to you, you need those things to be done some more in your life. And check this out. Ladies, what about after you marry Timothy? Yeah. What about after you marry Timothy? Amazing man. And you need to go get some gas. And while you're pumping your gas, hey, stranger! Lord God up in heaven above. Jamal. Yeah, I just moved back in town. I had moved to Switzerland for a little bit. I'm back in town. Jamal in her past had made this woman come 3 times every time he touched her. And out of the blue, after Timothy has locked you down and married you, hey, stranger, do you know, even if she doesn't cheat, do you know the temptation she's going to have to resist? And this is what I'm telling you, ladies. This is what I'm telling you guys. Before we get back to the show, I'm going to read some more of these. My people are down here getting to it. Let me. He said, I had one tell me she was in outer space as she was being. See, you guys can't experience these heightened levels of erotica that you're experiencing on a casual level. That is only reserved for your husband. You know why? Because once your husband blows your back out and pierces your gut, well, if you start craving that all the time, it's fine because your husband did it to you. But if you get it from a multitude of men before you get married, then when you get married, when you're craving that same thing, you'll be craving it from the guys who blew your back out. And it will cause conflicts. It will cause conflicts. Shout out to my girl Ruth down there in the booth. Shout out to Biggs over here rocking out with us. You hear what Reppin said? Reppin said, I'm only going to be seen with wifey material. Facts. All right, let's get back to the show. Okay, he's Brandon. Brandon said, doesn't red pill just mean the truth? That's what we spoke on that in the beginning. But it is morphed into something else. Red pill does mean the truth, but people took it and did something else with it. It can't be the truth, not if that's what Myron Gaines is preaching. He doesn't even live the experience that he preaches. Dr. K in this situation rocking out with us. Mike said, Andrew makes good points most of the time. I agree. Andrew does. Logic is logic. But the truth of the matter is, logic can be used to manipulate people too. Because you could say things that meet the bar of logic and be living a completely different life, like Andrew was. Andrew was teaching people things about single moms, yet he's married to one. That's what I'm saying. Wow, somebody just said Myron is the GOAT. You don't get any booty. I didn't think I would ever hear anybody on the planet say something like that. Myron Gaines? I would love to have you come up here, brother. That was actually disappointing. He said Myron is the GOAT. Myron's a millionaire and doesn't do well with women. He's an emotional brat who yells all the time at women. The GOAT at what? I got to get him up here. I'll pause and interrupt the show to get him up here. That's got to be a troll, so I'm not even, that's not, can't even be a real account. Listen, let me do it like this. And I'm not talking about being, Myron's an intelligent man, no doubt about it. He's very intelligent, he's a logical being. As far as what you would want your son to move around like in society, on a scale of 1 to 10, people, how many of you would want your son to grow up like Myron effing Gaines? I gotta see this. 10 meaning emphatically you would love your son to turn out like Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you would want your son to turn out like Myron Gaines? I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Look, Ignorant said, what is he the GOAT of? See, that's why we do this show. Look, ZF said minus 1,000. How many of you would want your son to turn out like Myron Gaines? Look, minus 4. Myron is a parrot of Kevin Samuels' talking points. They are the foundation of primary his red pill points. The reason people even followed his content. I kind of disagree with that. When people talk about other people's talking points, I disagree with it because a lot of us, I don't think Kevin Samuels' information, they said he copied off of, what's his name? Tommy Sotomayor. I don't think any of that stuff is true. I think great minds think alike. I think some things are just no-brainers to some people, right? I told you, I can say that I agree with a lot of the things that Myron says, right? But I also know who Myron is. I also know he doesn't do well with women. You know why? Because I've always done well with women, and there's no way that I would hang out with Myron. I brought somebody up on the show one time, somebody who from home who I know does well with women. And I asked him, I said, could you picture Myron Gaines being accepted by the caliber of men who are accepted amongst attractive women and things like that? He said, no. Myron doesn't do well. Myron can't even be in the company of men who are looked up to in society, men who are respected. It has to be other. There's nobody's father who would approve of Myron Gaines' behavior. He's out of control. He can't even control himself. The issue that I have with Tommy Sotomayor is he's not to help anything. I think Tommy has a lot of anger and hatred in him too. But I think he can be intelligent too. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't want any of my children. I probably wouldn't have a good relationship with any of my sons if they were anything like Tommy Sotomayor. To be honest, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to be around anybody who's like Tommy Sotomayor. I don't want to be around anybody who's like Myron Gaines. Because you don't have to hate women. Women don't have to be all of these bitchs. Listen, let's just be real about this. By far, it's not even a competition. I do better with women than Tommy, Myron, and all of them. And I would never call these women bitchs and hoes and all of that. See, because if you're that caliber of woman in the first place, you don't even have my attention. So there's something wrong with men who have to do that. And a lot of you might not agree until your daughter comes home and tells you that the guy who just took her out on a date did her like that. I think that's the lowest level of masculinity. It's not even masculinity. You don't have to be out acting crazy, calling women bitchs at 19. Fresh and Fit allegedly pay young girls to come on their show and call them bitchs and hoes. That's beyond uncalled for. You got to be a broken man to be moving like that. For one, the caliber of women I put myself in proximity to are desirable women who they don't even warrant being called those names. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. My guys don't even do it. None of them. None of them. The stuff we see on Fresh and Fit, I've never seen it. If these phones weren't occupied, I'd call right now. He said Tommy admitted his mommy and daddy issues. He's very transparent. I can respect that too, but if you are the intellectual that people say Tommy is, why not fix the mommy and daddy issues or get the help that you need so you don't have... I can't do it because they banned it when I put it up. There was like a 60-year-old woman, somebody's grandma. She was talking so sweet. And she challenged the point of it. She didn't even challenge. She said, well, I just disagree. That man started calling. I can't play it. I can't do it. I'm not even going to try it. Yeah, I'm not going to try it because they struck it off of YouTube. But he called that woman so many bitchs. I'm surprised Tommy's alive, to be honest. I'm very surprised. I am very surprised Tommy Sotomayor is alive. No one could convince me that he hasn't got multiple threats about people taking his life. No one could convince me that. No one could convince me that people haven't seriously set out to plot, because a lot of the things that he does is from an emotional place. And I'm not saying that I don't. I can get emotional sometimes, but I'm not calling a 60-year-old woman a bitch. Tommy has been on his show and told white people on his show. We know Tommy has a massive white following too. I can't even really repeat some of the things that he said. But when that woman came up and he called her all kinds of... She didn't come up. She was on the line, though. He called her all kinds of bitchs and this and that and this and that. And after she got off, he said, now say sorry. Say sorry for misunderstanding what I said, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to even play it. I just believe this. We are to hold ourselves accountable too. I believe Tommy's an intelligent man. I believe Tommy could be a huge asset. I don't know. There's something wrong with Tommy. Even if you've ever listened to him talk, he doesn't talk. That's what I'm saying. And motherfuckers don't understand it. It's like 10 all the time. It's like 10 all the time. So I don't know what's wrong because I'm not a clinical professional, but if you admit that you have mommy and daddy issues, or I don't know, if you can't control yourself, I don't see what people, well, maybe they go to him for entertainment. I'll just say this. I don't desire to be that caliber man. I'm not even going to say whether or not he's right or wrong, but I don't desire to be that type of man. I want my daughter to respect me. I want her to be able to say cool things about me to her friends, right? I think men are supposed to be able to hold themselves in a certain way without losing it, right? Like just in mere conversations. doing is drawn up. I don't understand that, Frederick. Frederick, I don't understand much of what you say. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know how you're writing, or is guys don't even listen to yours, period. Show everything in time. I get to account for you? Brother, that's like the second message of yours that was like needed decoded or something. I don't understand what you're saying. Now he says, do you think he might have heard that doing is drawn up? Yeah, I'm not reading anymore that stuff. That stuff just messed my head up. But listen, let's get back to the show. I want to say this. Listen, a lot of men will overlook one or two children. A woman can compensate for the things that she falls short in. Men will overlook if she has one or two children, if she's bringing enough value in other areas, right? And it's the same thing with men. The top level things women are attracted to in men are confidence, masculinity, swag, height, looks. Now, if you're not that handsome and you're not that tall, you're going to have to compensate elsewhere to make up for it. Maybe through achievements, maybe through status, maybe through leadership, maybe through social intelligence of some sorts, maybe through building a life that's attractive. But you cannot simply tell women to ignore your shortcomings, just like they can't tell us to. And that's what some red pill content encourages. Women should be submissive to a man just because he's got a cock. Do you guys really believe that a woman should be submissive just because you're a man? Would you want your daughter being submissive to a man who's inadequate, who may be... I'm just respectfully, I don't have nothing against Tommy, but I feel as though if my daughter I wouldn't want her to date him. My daughter wouldn't, but I'm just saying. I believe if an assertive man had a daughter and Tommy dated her, I think that man would have to take Tommy's life, or at least some high level altercation. Unless there's a different part of Tommy when he's offline. I don't know. For most of us, that's the case. I don't know, but I just don't approve of Tommy's behavior. Myron, I'll be honest with you. Would I slap her? I wouldn't have to slap my daughter. If my daughter was attempting to date Myron, not only would I lose respect for her, but we probably wouldn't have a relationship after that. We probably wouldn't have a relationship. Because to me, if you have to reduce yourself to dealing with Myron Gaines, you're like a loser. And, I expect certain things out of my children. Stop asking women to lower the bar, fellas. What today's version of Red Pill does, the very thing that we complain about women for doing, is tell women to get over the most important things and select us anyway. Get over the fact that I'm socially awkward. Get over the fact that I'm shy and all of that. Just select me. Here's the thing. You don't want the women to do that. Because if they do, listen, if they get over major flaws that you have, you don't actually have to get better. If they accept you for how you are, you don't have to improve. You don't have to grow. You don't have to evolve. What would be really dope and ideal is if you put the work in and overcame how shy you are, overcame how socially awkward you are, overcame your fear of rejection, overcame your inability to communicate. Because now, when you get into a relationship with that woman, you actually have the tools to keep her. And that's the conversation nobody wants to have. Because if a shy, awkward man somehow convinces a woman to date him, he's not going to be able to keep her. She's only going to be able to tolerate that for so long. Eventually, she's going to want a man who's comfortable in his own skin. Eventually, she's going to want a man who's confident. Right? Eventually, she's going to want a man who can lead conversations in social situations. You can't skip the growth process. You have to become the man. Not just convince a woman to temporarily overlook the flaws that you have and accept you, right? We have to hold ourselves accountable too. You should not desire to develop a hatred for women because you haven't turned into something that women are attracted to yet. There is no man in all of America who women are attracted to, who they won't entertain. A man who is attractive to women, the women are attracted to him. Now, whose fault is it that you're not attractive to women? You guys really need to beware of red pill content. You really do. I got to do a really short mob break, people. We're going to go ahead and get back to the show because I don't want to interrupt the show. No, because I'm handicapped. I have MS, but I've raised... Okay, well, I can't understand what you're saying, Fred. She said, Fam said, I think red pill teaches men self-development. Become the best versions of you, then pursue. Do you really think Myron Gaines can teach a man self-development and he hasn't developed yet? From a logical perspective, he can. But you really... Listen, I want to ask you, brother, do you believe that Myron Gaines has developed as a man? Key Norfolk in this situation. I don't have anything against Myron perfectly. I just can't respect him as a man because I've been around too many men. Hey, fam nice. I got a question for you. Brother. Listen to me, brother, and I want you to ask me. I don't want you to be doing it. I want you to answer me. Would you desire your son turn out like Myron Gaines? He said he developed as a man money-wise and then let his emotional side cost him the money. They say Fresh and Fit were making upwards of $450,000 a month on YouTube. And he blew that because of his emotions. Look, fam said, hell no. We're not supposed to hate women, people. Did you know that? We're not supposed to hate women. I don't know why I feel dizzy. Yeah, Rated said I wouldn't want my son to be like Myron or Fresh. Because you could bring up the money and stuff. But women and people, most of America doesn't like Myron Gaines. So, yeah, there's a problem with that, man. Or is all of America wrong? What's going on, good brother? Yeah. might say something wrong. You here? I can't hear you, bro. Try it one more time. I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear him. Hello, hello. Hello. I can't hear anything, even without the microphone being plugged in. Let me see something. ZF. Hey, man, have you guys been able to hear me this whole time, man? Listen, have you guys been able to hear me this whole time? ZF, have you guys been able to hear me this whole time?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
You
cool.
just
I
can't
guess
hear
what's
me.
going on is whenever I plug the thing up, it automatically brings the volume down. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Your audio's been good. You just couldn't hear me.
Okay.
But first of all, little mod break. Stacy had to restart the live, so the likes are low. Let's please tap the screen and get those up. Otherwise, we'd be, around 15,000 likes right now. But again, Stacy had to restart the live, so please tap the screen. It's just one of those things, technical difficulties, I guess.
Somebody said on some street-ish with Tommy, I can always count on my product to be there. I mean, I don't knock it. If he's got a following, it's for a reason. I can't rock with it. Like I'm on some progress and growth type of stuff, and I just can't rock with Tommy Sotomayor. Like I've tried to, even when I found him making sense and things like that, he's yelling so loud to where I just can't cause myself to get comfortable listening to the content.
Yeah, nah. Like, here's the thing. Someone said Kevin Samuels was red pill. No, he wasn't, and he even said as much out
Yeah.
loud with his own mouth.
Kevin Samuels was lifestyle, fashion, and family, to be honest.
But here's the other thing, and I haven't heard you touch on this one yet. Red pill is racist. It's full of racists.
Rolo Tomasi.
Yeah, Rolo Tomasi has a racist burner account on Twitter.
Listen, I'm a logical man. I'm very, very aware. Reppin' Magazine said Tommy has been consistent. Well, so has Satan. I don't know what that means. I'm not saying that there's no value in Tommy. It's not for me. I'm just a different caliber individual. I've heard him say things that make sense, but I've heard him say very, very terrible things. I'm not about negative. I think Tommy's a negative person. I think he's a very negative person. I think for the most of the time when people want to assault you out in public and things, when there's a large portion of society who want to assault you and things, I don't think it's for any reason. I think majority of society is probably right. I'd even do a show with Tommy. Like, I know I'd probably have to, govern the show a certain way and, make sure that he wasn't yelling and stuff like that. But I don't disagree that Tommy might be intelligent, but I've heard Tommy tell I have the video. You guys can't find it anywhere on the internet because they scrubbed it off. I was looking for it until I found out I had it. I have a video of him telling his white supporters to get their friends in a in a truck, go find blacks and take their lives. I heard him say this. Go ahead, ZF.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy because, like, I seen black dudes who do this red pill thing, and I'm like, y'all don't see the racism? Pearl, racist. You know what I'm saying? Rollo Tomasi, racist. Myron, extra racist and want to be black. You know what I mean?
Want to be white.
No, he's trying to play both sides. He says he's black, but he ain't. First of all, but that's a whole. He's black like Kamala Harris is black, but that's a whole nother discussion. I seen them dudes on the whatever podcast, right? This girl said this little white chick said she liked to date black guys or whatever. Now, mind you, that wasn't even the question. She got the question wrong. She couldn't even answer the question. But skip the fact that this girl is
Found it.
Dumb is dumb as a box of rocks. They worried about who she's opening her legs for. Like, bro, these red pill frat boys is racist as hell.
I mean, you can look at a lot of them and tell, though.
All of them. And Myron, like, him being rainbow is like the fifth thing that's wrong with it.
Listen.
That's not even top of the list.
For those of you who thought I was joking, I probably can't even. I think TikTok gonna swipe this.
Nah, don't sacrifice your show for Tommy. You know what I mean? Don't do that. He ain't worth it. But let's get back to these fake red pill dudes. You know what I'm saying? Myron got more pictures in bed with dudes than he do with women. Let's be honest.
Let me do something real quick, ZF. I'm gonna try to see if I can keep TikTok from hearing this. Let me see something. I feel like I shouldn't do it because YouTube is the one that struck it off my channel years ago. I ain't gonna do it.
Don't do it. It's not worth losing your show or getting shadow banned.
That's real. That's real.
It's not worth it.
But listen, I'm telling you, he advised his white supporters to get in a truck. And listen, here's what nobody wants to talk about. Like, we have influence. We're influencers. And when people already they go to his page because of what he says about black people, he advised them to go grab some of their friends, get in the truck, get in the back of the truck, run around, and the first black that they see, take that person's life. He said, hell, I don't give a damn. Hey, if it's me too. That's why, man, I don't like unstable. Like, I think he's highly unstable. Like, highly unstable. It doesn't mean he's not intelligent, but the people I kick it with, man, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. We do relatively well in life. So we don't have no reasons to be like that. I don't know what it is to be like that. Full of hatred and anger like Myron. Most of those people, when you hear them, here's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers say that. Like, hey, man, what's wrong with you? And if you think about it, Tommy has some of the same characteristics. Always hype, fast talking, very, very loud talking and things like that. I'm different. I'm not saying Tommy is wrong or anything, but it's just not. I do a show with Tommy. I could have a show with Tommy because we wouldn't have that type of engagement, right? But as far as hanging with somebody like that, I couldn't hang with Tommy, man. I hang with cool people that most of society likes, and
No, I wouldn't even do a show with Tommy. I wouldn't. There is an amount of money I go on Fresh and Fit for, but they ain't gonna pay.
Right.
Because you got to pay me well to sit around dumb people.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But like, I'm just saying, like, most of these red pill dudes is lying grifters. Donovan Sharp, all that. Don't date single moms and all that. He got a single mom.
Don't tell me Donovan Sharp got.
Yeah.
See, that's what the beginning of the show was, ZF. We was talking about, like, man, how can these people do that? Like, you're up here on these shows contradicting. Like, I just couldn't believe it. When Cooley got exposed, I was like, what? Now, I understand most human beings are going to be hypocrites sometimes in certain areas, but not to this degree. You telling people don't date single mothers, and you got one?
Yeah, he was over there lying to his whole audience, saying her daughter, what's her name's daughter, was her niece, and they was taking care of her. That's her daughter. It got proven. You know what I'm saying? Dude from whatever podcast.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew. Like, I seen this girl literally ask Brian out on the show. She came on the show to ask Brian out, and he turned her down. She was begging, please. But Andrew, that ain't happening for him because he's a cornball. Dudes that call it sniz don't get sniz.
Yeah,
Stop.
that was crazy. The sneeze, but that was crazy.
If you call if you calling it sniz, you don't get sniz.
Hey, those of y'all who don't know what he's talking about,
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
I can't even play the rest of it though, because they'll probably hit us. But see, and ZF knows what I'm talking about. Men, we don't move a certain way. Like, we're not out there. Hey, fuck it. That's insane.
Right. But that dude Brian, he's also a Bible thumper. But
No, you talking about Andrew.
Oh yeah, Andrew. He's a Bible thumper, right? They're YT red pill guys. I get them confused. It is what it is. They all the same. But
They hit me with a restriction.
Damn it.
It's all good. We're
But-
keeping it up.
Yeah, but he's a Bible thumper, always talking about God and Christ, all that. But he don't even live it because Proverbs chapter 5 tell you not to be a step dummy.
Smoke cigarettes, cusses like a sailor, all of it, man. All of it.
Right, I'm saying. So like the only one who can actually say they're in a relationship that's held up and been long term, all the kids are his, is Rollo Tomasi. Only one.
But I know, I
Everybody-
even still know Rollo Tomasi is probably not, he's not the caliber of man who does well with women if he wasn't married. That's what this whole thing is about, teaching men how to date. I don't believe that Rollo Tomasi today could be single and do well with women.
That's the thing though. Like, you know, he's been married, what, over 20 years, like almost 30, he says. Whatever it is, it's well over 20. I believe it's like almost 30. But he's the only one. The only one. If all these dudes got so much great advice, how come he's the only one married?
I agree, man. I agree. Andrew's married. Andrew Wilson is married, but
Okay.
he had to
But
get a woman that, you know, from what he tells people, we shouldn't have.
Right. But he married a woman. He married a woman that was legally married to 2 other men and really married to 3.
I'm never doing that. I am never doing that. That's too much. That poontang has been through the ringer.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, think about this. All of you who are married, imagine you have done everything to your woman because it's your woman, right? You've done every extra thing that you ever wanted to do. Man, to do a 3-timer that 3 men have gotten to do and we know it's more than that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, no. When you're married, you do all of the intimate things with your woman, all of them. Now, I'm not taking a woman who's been through the ringer 3 times. 3 different men have given you all the fetishes. No. You got anything else, man? I got to get back to the show.
Oh no, I just wanted to point that out, that no black man should be red pill in the first place, because it's full of racist frat boys, you know what I'm saying, who don't even know what they talking about. None of them. The only one you could make a case for, in my mind, that he knows anything about what he's talking about is Rollo Tomasi. Everybody else, don't even mention their name, or I'm gonna destroy everything they talking about with the life that they're living. Because y'all can't tell me shit. I've been with the same woman for 14 years and she ain't got no kids.
Right.
I had a daughter going in, but she does not have kids. And I was when we got together, I was 37, she was 28. I live what these motherfuckers talking about. You know what I mean? But I'm just a normal guy, so y'all ain't gonna listen to me. I'm nobody. I'm a regular, medium, regular, degular, schmegler dude.
Let me get back to the show, bro.
All right, hey, But let's get the engagement up, keep the comments going, get the taps going. Y'all be safe, stay dangerous.
My mans. Listen, what I'm telling you guys is this. Nah, repping. I'm not saying I don't mind anybody. I don't have any issue with anybody who rocks with. I'm saying it's not for me, man. I'm a certain, I got certain beliefs. I move a certain way in life, and it's just not for me. I'd actually do a show with Tommy because the energy that he has that kind of is not what I'm on. We wouldn't have that type of energy on the show. I'll probably actually reach out to him. They said when I found out about Donovan, I was done. That's crazy. I can't imagine. My brother says I'm a little green in certain areas because there's certain things that something's going on here. Something is dragging too much power. I don't know. I just couldn't get up here and be telling you guys something but be living a different way. I'd be so convicted I'd probably accidentally tell on myself. I don't know. That's not something small. That's big. Ever since Angie left, Myron has not been yelling as much. He seems more, I don't know the word. Myron is on a whole different level of hatred. If there's anybody down there who would tell me that they wouldn't mind their son turning out to be like Myron, I pity you. And see, that's another thing. There are an insurmountable number of men who were raised by single-parent moms. So there's a lot of men. I'm not speaking about you guys down there. I'm talking about people, period. There's a lot of guys who don't know that they're supposed to be appalled at the very likeness of Myron Gaines. My grandfather would never, ever. My uncles. No people who I respect watch Fresh and Fit. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. I think people should. I don't know. I don't know. Shout out to my brother AJ in this situation. What I do know is I do know how to respect what other people have going on. Like Tommy's not my type of guy. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want any of my children to turn out like him or anything like that. But I respected it. He's intelligent. I believe he's intelligent. I think I've heard him. I was never able to get into Tommy because he yells. He's very, very emotional. So I was never able to, listen to him for an extensive period of time. Like that clip, you know what? ZF said I shouldn't play it. I'm not going to play it. Let me see how crazy it gets. I want to see something. You know what? I was about to play that and something said, okay. And then as soon as you play it and get jammed up behind it, you're going to say, I should have went with my first instinct. So I ain't going to play it. Shout out to Miss Brenda in the situation supporting the show. But listen, here's what I'm saying. You guys really need to be aware of red pill content, especially men like Myron Gaines, Andrew Wilson, Fresh CEO, and even Andrew Tate. You need to ask yourself something. If these men worked at In-N-Out Burger, would they still have the confidence to talk to women? Do you think that if Myron Gaines is a multimillionaire, I believe, and he doesn't do well with women. He's only had one relationship. Do you believe if Myron Gaines worked at In-N-Out Burger, he would have the confidence to talk to a woman? Fresh CEO. Andrew Wilson. You know what? Where are those images at? Let's just do it. Hell. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. To be honest, I don't even like speaking on other men because to me, it can get to a form of player hating. And yeah, I don't even like speaking on other men, but we're up here on some educational stuff, and I don't want you guys to fall into a certain, like, yeah. Oh, it failed. Why did it fail? Come on, douche booty. Okay. Let's take this, put this right here. I want to show you guys. Take that. Give me a second. Here I come, here I come, here I come. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm going to hit some of these off. Let's do it like this. I want you guys to tell me if you think that these individuals do well with women if they worked at In-N-Out Burger. Do you think that these individuals would do well with women if they worked at In-N-Out Burger? I think I'm going to give Andrew Tate the benefit of doubt and say maybe he could pull it off. Because a man who works out, I have a different respect for them. I don't know if he still works out, but this is Cooley. Oh, missing one. Rollo Tomasi. I'm not a hater, and I have nothing against these individuals. But what I'm letting you guys know is, if these men worked at In-N-Out Burger, would they still have the confidence to talk to women? Maybe Andrew Tate would. Maybe. I don't know. Would they still be successful with women? Would they still be viewed the same way? Because here's what I've learned. A lot of people confuse leverage with confidence, right? A lot of people confuse money with confidence. A lot of people confuse status with confidence. Real confidence exists before the money. Real confidence exists before the followers. Real confidence exists before the fame. That's why I tell men, pay attention to the guys who had to learn women without leverage. Because those men had to develop actual game. African American men who didn't have it well growing up. Do you know why they do better with women than most of Americans do? Because they weren't afforded the luxuries of having all of the leverage and the perks that usually draw women to men. They had to become the caliber of men without those assets, who will walk up to a woman, who will be comfortable in his skin, right? And it's true. Most African-American men who have been in the streets and things like that, they do better with women than most Americans do. They just do. The majority of the children, 80% of the children, look, he said, my ninja Nas said, I still be this fly even if I worked at Popeyes. See what I'm saying? A lot of these people look fresh and fit, millionaires, and they don't do well with women. I'm going to say this about Cooley. there's something about Cooley. I've debated Cooley a couple of times, and Cooley has some inadequacies. Me, myself, I'm not going to slander him up here, but Cooley has some inadequacies. Usually when people date outside of their race, they date up. Cooley dated outside of his race and got an average, to be honest, a below average white woman because she already came with kids. Me, if I were to date a white woman, which I wouldn't, I don't believe in that. If I were to date a white woman, she's gonna be bad. She's gonna be bad. She's not gonna have any kids. So that's how I know most of these men have inadequacies about them. Andrew Tate has a little bit of arrogance about him. So I don't know about him. I don't know about Andrew Tate because I don't know if he would be the way he is now without money. Men like myself, we had to be that because we didn't have money. We had to be willing to shoot our shot. The things that we desired, we couldn't wait on the money to come for us to go get those things. I had to talk to girls when the shoes weren't up to par. I had to talk to girls when the clothes weren't up to par. Right? For quite some time. Because all of my guys were those guys. So it's like, I didn't grow up in the environment where people have to have money to get the girls. All of my guys were getting it out the mud. We had to develop our own game. Confidence, social skills, presence, right? Those are the things that matter when the lights go off and when you're sitting across from a woman one-on-one. Give me a second. I got to do something. Let me see something. Should I do this?
You literally have had one relationship in your mid-30s. Why should anybody listen to you for dating advice?
Actually, that's a good question. That's actually, I'm glad that you brought that up.
Oh, are you?
No, I am. I am glad because here's the thing, my friend. I've dated and been around a lot of women.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Self-admitted you've had one relationship, but keep lying. Go ahead.
Buddy, you do realize that you don't have to be within the confinements of a traditional relationship to understand and date and be around a lot of women, correct?
So you know a lot about relationships?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Hey, people, listen, I don't want to shut the show down, but this is disrespect to the quality of the show. We've been up here for 2 hours, and we have not had one super chat. I'll go ahead and end the show early, people. We're going to have to do better than that, people. We have a $50 a night goal minimum, and we have had one super chat in 2 hours. You can do better than that at almost any job, pretty much any. Where are the show supporters at? Let's get this thing going, people. This is offensive to the quality of the show. Right, okay, so he say, see, that shows you that the things that I tell you guys are kind of spot on, right? Because you guys see how I was reluctant to put Andrew Tate in that same category as the others. And my brother said, and now that he said that, I recall. He said Tate was a fighter before he had money. And see, that lets you know there was something making me reluctant to throw him into that spot with all of these other men. There's something about Andrew Tate that men who work out, they already feel something about themselves. These are already men who are willing to confront confrontation and things like that. So I could go for that, brother. Oh, let me play this again.
You literally have had one relationship in your mid-30s. Why should anybody listen to you for dating advice?
Actually, that's a good question. That's actually, I'm glad that you brought that up.
Oh, are you?
No, I am. I am glad because here's the thing, my friend. I've dated and been around a lot of women.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Self-admitted you've had one relationship, but keep lying. Go ahead.
Buddy, you do realize that you don't have to be within the confinements of a traditional relationship to understand and date and be around a lot of women, correct?
So you know a lot about relationships?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Being in one, you know a lot about relationships.
Most importantly, I understand female nature to a degree to identify which women qualify for a relationship and which ones don't. Now, you might not know that because you're a simp and you're a sucker and you believe in the marriage.
And I'm married, I've been in many relationships, yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, sir, that does not qualify you. Being married, that means basically, okay, well, I found a wife, I'm cool or whatever. But that's not the male statistic of success. The male statistic of success is, do women, right? Do you have the ability to attract women?
You don't have the ability to attract women.
Okay, like,
I have a
He doesn't. This brother is really nailing Myron to the cross because we all know it's true. Listen, I want you guys to hear this. I want you to hear this over. Myron just divined it. He said marriage isn't really the definition of success. He said the ability to attract women is. Now, check this out.
you have the ability to attract women.
You don't have the ability to attract women.
We know Myron does it. He's a multi-millionaire and he can't score.
Okay, like,
I have a viral video asking women, did anybody find Myron Gaines attractive? 3,000 comments. Guess how many women said yes? Take a guess. Take a guess.
so you actually believe women when they tell you what they're attracted to, what they're not?
Am I only supposed to believe you and no experience?
Okay, let me give you an example. Are you familiar with the guy Ted Bundy?
Sure.
The reality is that the things that women are attracted to and aroused by are not politically correct a lot of the times. And women are not going to be honest, and they don't have a vested interest in being honest with what they're attracted and aroused by, because
Myron is an intelligent man who uses logic and intellect to skate him by with dating advice. He doesn't do well. He can't take his own. If any of you took Myron's dating, if you swapped out with Myron's dating experience, you would sink through this floor. He doesn't do well with women. Everybody knows that. Listen, is there anybody who's willing to tell me they believe Myron Gaines does well with women or Fresh CEO? Are you kidding me? See, you can tell I don't listen to just anybody. I really need you to be living according. You can be not living according to what you're preaching and give good advice. But most of the time, I need you to prove to me that what you're saying to me works.
things that arouse and attract them.
So the women that are attracted to Ted Bundy, they're being honest, but the women that aren't attracted to you aren't being honest.
Once again, I'm trying to explain to you, women like bad boys. Women are not going to be honest about what they're attracted to and what they're aroused by.
But you believe the Ted Bundy ladies.
He said women like bad boys. The real definition of it is women like masculine men, right?
But you believe the Ted Bundy ladies.
Luigi Mangione,
You believe those ladies. You believe those ladies, but you don't believe the ones that say you're unattractive.
I believe their actions. If a girl wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go look at some dude's trial, who's a criminal, okay, that she doesn't even know, he doesn't even know that she exists, that tells you where women stand sexually with a lot of things. And again,
It's convenient what you believe. It's convenient. You believe those women, but you don't believe. Yes, you believe that those women are attracted to them. Yes, you believe that those women are attracted to them, but you don't believe the women aren't attracted to you.
I'm going to explain to you why I really rock with this Latino brother. I think he's Latino. Apologize if I'm wrong. You guys, well, some of you suggest that I probably got the best of Cooley in the debate. You know why? People like Cooley and Myron, there's a thing that they do to win debates. That if you're the caliber of man who won't let them do it, they can't win the debate. If you're about to make a good point, they'll get really loud and they'll talk repetitiously without stopping so that the energy that they're bringing overshadows the good point that you were about to make. You see, this brother's not letting Myron do that, right?
Why do you believe them but not that?
I'm telling you that they're not going to be honest with you and tell you that they're attracted.
Yeah, but they're honest about the Ted Bundy. But they're honest about Ted Bundy, but they're not honest about you.
Okay, pay attention.
Bruh. One thing that I'm tired of seeing.
How the hell did this happen? How the hell did that happen? It's all good. I'll just manually do it. Jeez.
Don't you think it's a little hypocritical of you that you're 36, you're talking about having a traditional family and everything? Yeah, when do you think you'll have a family? Because 36, you know, you'll turn 40 and then 50's already around the corner.
I'm kind of waiting until I have things in play, and then I'll go ahead and have that family.
A guy confronted Myron at a college event and asked him the question nobody really seems to ask him, especially in front of his face. You're 36, single, you preach traditional values. When are you going to start living those values? And this matters because if you're going to take advice from someone.
Hey, repping the fool over here. Shout out to repping. Reppin said, Fresh pays for it. So, hey, do what you do. Fresh literally pays for it. Myron pays for it. Shout out to the International Quiet Storm in the building. On day one. Hold up. Stacy has been live for over 2 hours and only got 1 donation. YouTube got to do better. We're about to go ahead and end the show early. It's all good. I cannot allow people to bring the quality of the value of the show down. It's the hottest show online, people. Let me go back to the super chat. Shout out to Legend over here rocking out with us. Guess I'm in the group of the only few supporters. One time. My brother. Yeah, this is the worst that we've done. I'm not going to say in the history of my channel, but yeah. Yeah. Shout out to my bro over here keeping us going. Our brother. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and end this thing. You guys cannot bring the value of the show down like that. Y'all heard what my guy said. Stop playing over here.
Should be the living example of that advice. Myron says in front of his face.
50's already around the corner. I'm kind of waiting for family because 36, you'll turn 40 and then 50's already around the corner.
I'm kind of waiting until I have things in play and then I'll go ahead and have that family.
A guy confronted Myron at a college event and asked him the question nobody really seems to ask him, especially in front of his face. You're 36, single, you preach traditional values. When are you going to start living those values? And this matters because if you're going to take advice from someone, they should be the living example of that advice. Myron stays in a dark apartment all day. He's 40. With no one but a dog. He wears the same outfit every single day. And while he claims to have money, he presents as one of the most visibly angry and miserable men on the internet. What the hell is he waiting for? He claims to be a high value man. He has whatever he claims women want in a man. And yet he's conveniently not ready. If you can't smell the bullshit, you should get your nose checked. If the life Myron is living is actually what you want, keep watching Fresh and Fit. But don't be surprised when you're single in a dark apartment wondering what went wrong.
That's a fact. The caliber of man that I strive to be, the caliber of man I believe myself to be, does not allow me to watch those type of channels. I used to watch Fresh and Fit because I used to like to see the interaction. They inspired, like the setup that we have, you guys don't know, but we have a studio back, right? You can't see it, but they inspired it. Like we have a boom. We have a 8-person setup back here, and on the station 2 is right there, and they inspired some of it. But the more I kept watching them, I'm like, they calling these young girls bitchs and hoes and 19 and 20 years. I never watched them again. There is nothing that show can do for me. Nothing. I've already achieved more than they have. There's none of them do better with women than I do. So what the hell? We could walk out right now, downtown LA, and none of them fresh. I don't even think Andrew Tate can't get better women than I can. If we walk in, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. We could dress down on a basic level. We could wear old scuffed up Jordans. And you guys can't name me one of the red pill content creators who could do better. And I'm talking about on all of the internet. Who could do better than me with women? I'm talking about the red pill guys who preach the hatred towards women and stuff like that. You know how I know? Because if they did well with women, they wouldn't have to preach hate towards women. Do you think men who do well with women preach hate towards women? You guys have heard me stick to my guns on this for 4 years. The women I have dated have been immaculate. So I don't have anything but good things to say. Right? The women you guys hear me condemn, that's for the men who are still going through it. That's for all of the things that men don't understand about this new modern dating woman that we're having to deal with now. Some people aren't who I am. I'm very ambitious. I'm very driven. So I think a lot of that has to do why, listen, when I was like 10 years old, I knew who I was. I knew I was having reoccurring visions at 10 years old. I had visions at 10 years old. Where I'm from a place where no one ever leaves, small town, right? I was having reoccurring visions that I had a doorman. I didn't live there where nobody leaves, where everybody knows each other. I didn't live there. I knew I was leaving. I had a doorman. I didn't know. I knew what the hallway, what the beginning of the penthouse looked like, right? I knew. I've had one girlfriend in my life. I knew that whoever I locked in with, she had to be worthy of walking down the red carpet. I've never in my life dated a bust down, a jigaboo. I'll smash some. But this is what I'm telling you. My personal dating life, I can't say anything bad about the women. And you guys know I've been sticking to my guns for 4 years. Shout out to M. Tut over here rocking out with us with the Cash App, the Super Chat. Listen, I've always thought that Myron was secretly struggling, but I didn't want to come off as a hater. Okay, and I can respect that because, even shows like this, you know what? Let me see something. We got to do this better. I don't like it when it does that. All right. That's better. I told you guys I don't like talking about men, because if you let it go too far, it could come off as gossipy or player hating, and I don't even condone that, right? But I'll do something for educational purposes, right? To make sure, like, my brothers and sisters who rock with this show, my goal is to help us, for me to research, dig up all of the information that has proven track record of working, incorporate the things in my life that has worked for me, and help us get to a better place. My goal is not to bash women. I hope that you guys don't think that this is a woman bashing show. Listen, the reason why we're talking about this, a lot of our content pertains to how women are moving, is because there's no denying it. Women are significantly out of pocket today, and they're causing men to fail because the women who are significantly out of pocket, they're giving birth to young boys without fathers because they're just out getting smashed. And then that woman who's out of pocket, if she's out of pocket, she's likely a broken woman. So how do you think her son's going to turn out? He's seeing her walk through the house with cleavage all showing, twerking and all of that bull crap, no diddy, right? It must be addressed. It must be addressed. Because it is the cancer of society, how these women are behaving. Reppin said, nothing less than wifey material. Facts. Like, why? I don't have to. So why would I? And that's what I'm telling you, brothers, too. Those of you who don't do well with women, I'm saying this to you with love. It's you. It's not that women are just running around saying, I'm looking for an amazing, there's one right there. He handsome. He seems confident. He seems, you know what I mean? Very, very masculine. Nah. That's not what's happening. Your inadequacies are keeping women from being attracted to you. Here's the cool part. You can fix your inadequacies. And it starts with the gym, right? I prefer to tell you guys the boxing gym. Those of you who will get yourself in the boxing gym, it will change your life on a multitude of spectrums. I promise you. I really wish, I just wish there was something that I could do. Host one. Give me a second. Work with me. That would be cool. I was about to say, I really wish that there was something that I could do to give you guys a glimpse of how belonging to a boxing gym would increase your confidence and masculinity. But I think maybe I can. I'd have to go to my boxing gym and I bet you he wouldn't be opposed to that. That would be free advertisement. When you can confront comfortability, your anxieties, and your fears, you change. You change into a different individual. I don't want to get into that. People have heard me talk about it for the longest. All right, people. If nobody has any questions, we're about to wrap this thing up. We did very badly with our nightly show goal, people. It's actually a disgrace to the quality of this show, which is why I can't even keep the show going. It can never be said that we did this bad with our super chats and cash apps. Not with this show. If anybody has no questions, we're going to get on up out of here. I'll give a couple of minutes. If any of you have questions, you want to come up or something like that, I'll give you a minute. Other than that, hey, Reppin be down here. Yeah, Reppin be talking that talk. Reppin Magazine OG said, black men need to go back to old school-ish. Washing your car in front of your house on Saturdays. Cutting your own grass. I've been telling you guys this. No woman should have to put up with a man who can't do anything, who's not capable of anything. You always got to call the plumber. You always got to call the man to come fix the garage door. At least see if you can fix it first, man. My gosh. What men do. He said young men need to see that. I agree. All right, people, then we're up out of here. Those of you who supported the show, I appreciate you rocking out with us. And with that, we are up out of here. Hey, I'm going to put this out there too. It's not always about the funding the show and things like that. But that is how we established, that was one of the ways we established the value of the show. We're going to start really ending the show early when it's like this. This is beyond disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot that goes into these shows. You know what I mean? We have people who will throw 5 or 10 $2 super chats at the thing throughout the night. And even that degree of support lets other people who come in know that this show is worth staying in and rocking at, right? So we're probably just going to start ending the shows early when it looks like this. But I appreciate those of you who do support the show and rock out. I appreciate those of you who find value in the show and those of you who hit that like button and share. And we are out of here. IG.